Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is actually going to be the girl names I love but will not be using. So I just want to say it's not going to be a full 10 names because I couldn't come up with 10 names. It's only going to be 7. And I also want to say that the reason, I don't want to give like the same reason for every single one as to why we wouldn't be using it. It's mainly just because these are names that I love and Michael does not equally love. So obviously in turn, this is not something that we would decide to name our little girl or any little girl we have after this one. So let's go ahead and get started. I will be mentioning the name and then I will also be putting the name right over here so that you guys can see the spelling and all of that. So the first name that I love that we will not be using is Marina. I just think that it's so pretty. I think it's very feminine. I love that it can be pronounced in English and in Spanish, Marina, Marina. And that's a really big thing for me. I want to be able to have names that can be pronounced in English as well as in Spanish. So yeah. The next one that I love is Rose. I just think that this is a beautiful name. I think that it's a beautiful middle name as well. Like any first name like Marina Rose, Desiree Rose. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a beautiful middle name. But aside from Michael not feeling as in love with it as I am, I also feel like it's not very like it just wouldn't sound good in Spanish and in English. Rose, Rosa, like I don't want it to be Rosa in Spanish. I want it to be just Rose. So that wouldn't really work in the whole bilingual aspect of it, but it is a beautiful name. The third name is Elle. I think that this is just a beautiful name. It's super simple, super classy, super feminine. Elle, you'd just say it exactly the same in Spanish. But yeah, we will not be using that name. Another name that I really, really love is the name Louise. I feel like it's just so, it's different. Like it's not masculine, but it's not super feminine either. But I think that it's still classy. It would be beautiful for a little girl as well as a grown adult woman. I just think that it's a great name, Louise. Luis, I don't know how you would say it in Spanish, kind of just the same exact way, but I love that name, and unfortunately Michael does not, so that is not one that we would be using for this baby or any of our future girls if we have another one. Let's see what name, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth name is going to be Margot. I love this name, kind of like the name Louise. I just feel like it's a classy name that would be nice for a little girl growing up as well as an adult woman. I just feel like it's professional, it's beautiful, it's classy. Margot, you can pronounce it in English and in Spanish, but yeah, that one will not be used obviously because it's on this list. And the sixth name is going to be Ro. Now, I love this name. I don't know why. Whenever I think of it, I just think of the color gray, but I think of like a beautiful brown, gray, earthy kind of color, and I just love it. Michael does not, and I don't really know why I love it. I just heard it once and I was like, wow, that's a beautiful name. Ro, but no, so the last name that I really love but we will not be using is Maya. I think that this is such a pretty name. It's a little bit different to Mia, which is being used very, very, I mean, I've seen a lot of baby girls be named Mia in the past few years. So it is spelled a little bit differently and pronounced a little bit differently, but it's still very feminine, very simple, only 2 syllables. So yes, these are the 7 names that I love but we will not be using for our little girl or any little girl that we decide to have in the future. If you guys like this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and definitely drop down below some names that you love. Even though we already have our little girl's name picked out, I would love to kind of just have a name picked out for the next baby if it is a girl, because if we have a boy, we already know what we're naming him as well. So we just kind of like to plan ahead. Like, we've had our baby girl's name for months, even before we decided to start trying to get pregnant. So we already knew who she was gonna be. The day we have a son, we already know who he's gonna be. So yes, definitely leave down below some names that you love for little girls, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.